Hi, Mary.
Hi.
It's so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I was telling the audience that I'm just a little bit intimidated by having you here because you're such a big superstar.
Oh, gee.
But are you not?
Well,
Everybody knows you, of course, from the Supremes. And that was something that I think you made music history with that group.
yeah, and you know what's strange about that is that when we started out at the age of 13, we didn't know we were going to be that huge.
You couldn't have known.
And all we wanted was just to sing. I mean, just to sing, so that we became three little black girls from the Brewster Projects in the early 60s, late 50s. It was very, that we would decide that we wanted to become stars. That was before black people were even considered citizens in the United States. So for us to sit there and dare to dream at that young age was really phenomenal, and that it came true.
Yeah.
Which shows that if you're young black or young whatever, if you really want something, to achieve something, you can do it.
But did you at that young age already had in your mind like, I want to be a part of that revolution, the Black Revolution? I think it was something that happened sort of.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't so much that. We came from an area where, as young black kids, we felt totally free. Our upbringing was so nice. Our families, our mothers cared so much for us that we really, had this great urge just to express. And I don't think it was about wanting to change anything as much as it was about wanting to really fulfill what's inside, really.
Okay, well, there's something to think about.
Yes.
Let's think about it while we watch the next video.
Okay.
Here komt-ie. I want to talk to you now about your musical career ever since the Supremes. What have you been doing? A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
In fact, I disbanded the Supremes in 1977. And at that time, I traveled all over the world doing concerts. Pretty much doing concerts. And that was all about getting my confidence in myself and my voice, because I was singing all the background parts, like baby, baby, ooh, baby, baby, that kind of thing. And, it took a while for me to get used to being out front and doing that. So I toured all over the world and got that together. Then I started doing lectures at colleges and things like that.
And all kinds of charities?
Charities, yes, for homelessness, for illiteracy, for AIDS, all kinds of things. And I wrote 2 books. And also do symphonies, and
you have
then I raised my 3 children.
Oh, just doing all that, in between.
Well, they were traveling. They were traveling on the road with me, and I had to do that because there's not a lot of facilities, for women with children, and that you can still have your career and raise your children too. So I did that, and the time has flown by.
Yeah.
But then it brought me all the way up to today, when I think I'm ready to record again, because people say, well, are you starting a career all over? No, I haven't stopped, but recording has been something that I haven't done. And I ran into a company in the United States, young guys, Marquee Records, and they asked me, well, Mary, you're still singing, and, do you want a record deal? I'm like, yes, I want a record deal. And then they hooked me up with people like Raymart and Bridge. And in England, it's Jetstar. And, we came up with this wonderful product, and I'll go back home and re-record the album, and hopefully it'll be out in the summer. They say spring, but
Yeah, we know how that works.
Yes. No, it's okay. But anyway, I'm very, very pleased that I've gotten so much response.
Yeah.
It's
because you also got an award for a lifetime achievement in music. What was that?
Well, we got the Supremes, actually, it was. We got a Hollywood Star that's very, very prestigious.
Yeah.
All stars from years, are on Hollywood streets.
Yeah.
And we also got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What is that called? What is it called? Somebody help me. Anyway, we're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay. Something.
Yeah. Something.
And then last week you were in England doing the same kind of thing you're doing here, just doing some promo and telling everybody about the new video. And you had to do something at the Brit Award. What was that?
Well, no. I haven't been in the business for years. I know people from whatever. And I heard that Michael Jackson was in town. So I called a very dear friend of mine who was Michael's publicist and travels all over the world with him. And so I said, Bob, I'm in town. And he says, oh, wow. He says, come on out for dinner. So I went out to dinner one night. And then he says, you want to go to the Brit Awards? Michael's going to perform. I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it helps to have friends in high places.
Yeah. And so anyway, I went there, and I was sitting right down front, and it was beautiful. And I was very surprised that Michael was able to recreate that video on stage live.
Yeah.
He must have been about 75 people on stage, and he recreated that whole earth. That
Yeah,
was
it's
really nice.
amazing.
It was very wonderful.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, so now about your new video. It's called You.
You.
Yeah. What does it mean to you, the video, the song?
The song?
Yeah.
Well, the song, I think, is I get with a lot of my girlfriends, and we always talk about one subject.
Men.
See, right. And so, and this was actually written by a man, I think. Yes, I think my producers wrote it. And when I heard it, when they said, "Yo, Mary,
Yeah.
we have this song for you, and want to see if you like it. It would be real. It would put you into the contemporary vein of what's going on today." And so I listened to it and I loved it, and I loved it because it did talk about men, and it shows how women can still love a man but still say, "Oh God."
Yeah.
So it's about men.
It's about reality. It's a real live song.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But it looked like taping the video was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Those were my producers in there. I mean, they made me put them in.
Yeah. They forced you.
They forced me.
Yeah, they're like that, producers.
Well, yeah, they are. Men too,
Yeah.
Anyway, it was fun making. It really was, and it was my first in a long time, so I was very happy about it. And I think it came out quite well too.
Okay. It's going to be released here in, the single's going to be released on March 12th, I believe, here in Holland.
The bridge said it would be released here. Yes.
Yeah, about that time.
Very soon.
Okay, so we can get it in the stores real soon.
Yes.
This is the Music Factory.